Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain the topic of operator overloading in case of overloading binary operators in C++ programming as a member function of a particular class. So we will go on to show you this concept by means of an illustrative program which I have written for you in order to make you understand the details of the concept. So for that, first let us open the code blocks. So in this program, I have tried to overload a binary operator, and that binary operator is plus, and we have extended the functionality of this addition operator, that is the plus operator, in order to apply it to the calculation of addition of two complex numbers. So complex number is a particular number which in maths, as we know, that it has two parts, one real part and one imaginary part, and looks like something suppose 5 plus 3i, 2 plus 5i, or something like that. That is one part is the real part and the other part is the imaginary part. And so the logic of the addition of two complex numbers is not a predefined logic in case of the plus operator, because that complex number is not a particular data type which has been predefined, or which is a built-in data type. So we need to build our own data type by defining a class. Suppose that class can be called as complex or com or something like that. I've used the name com. So let's see what I've done over there. So this is a file inclusion directive followed by using namespace std, and after that I've defined a class called com, which is nothing but the class which represents the complex data type, the complex number data type, that is having two data members which are private, that is a and b, which are taken to be, for the sake of simplicity, as integer variables. And after that I've written a default constructor like this, that is a no argument no body constructor com under the public section. After that I have taken another constructor which is nothing but a parameterized constructor taking two arguments with it, that is int r and int I. This is the real part and this is the imaginary part, which are to be assigned to this a and b, as a is equal to r and b is equal to I. And this can be easily seen to be a case. This is also an example program to illustrate the concept of constructor overloading that we have written over here. That is, this is nothing but a concept of constructor overloading also, because this is one constructor, this is the default constructor having no body and no arguments, and this is a parameterized constructor. So two constructors are being defined in this class, and so this program can be considered to be an example or an illustrative program of constructor overloading concept as well. After that, I have declared a function called display, which I have defined it later on outside the body of the class. And this is the operator function. This is nothing but this operator function is going to return an object, return something of the data type com. So it will be going to return an object from the operator function. So operator is the keyword, com is the return type, that is the object is to be returned from this function. So return type is of the com data type, which is the user defined data type, and operator is the keyword associated with an operator function, and this plus is the operator which is going to be overloaded by this program. And this is the argument which is being supplied as supplied in the argument list. And we can see that we can expect that there should be two arguments for in case of binary operator overloading. But as we have learned through this entire discourse, that for overloading any operator, whether it is unary or binary, as a member function, there will be one one argument which will be passed on implicitly by the help of the by the concept of the this pointer, by the calling object of the operator function. And so we would expect that there will be need of only supplying one argument to this operator function as an explicit argument in the parenthesis, in the pair of parentheses in the argument list. So we can see that we have passed one explicit argument and another argument is passed on in an implicit manner. So here we need the requirement of one explicit argument, as this is a case of overloading a binary operator as a member function. So now let's go to this display function definition. This is nothing but displaying a particular complex number in the way as complex number is usually being displayed. That is something like this, a plus bi, and something which is similar to the representation of a complex number. And after that, I have defined the operator function in this manner. See this. This is the return type com. This is the name of the class in under which class this operator function is a member function. So this is the class. This is the scope resolution operator. This is the operator plus function having one explicit argument, as has been defined, as has been explained earlier. So this com c is the object created of the particular data of this com class data type, and this is passed as an actual this is passed as a formal argument to this function. In this function, I have yet another object created in this manner, that is com temp. This is a temporary object which will store the result of suppose the addition operation and return this temporary object to the calling module from which the function operator plus will be called or invoked. So I have written like this: com temp dot a is equal to a plus c dot a. So what is temp dot a? Temp dot a is nothing but the real part of a complex number of this particular object temp. And what is this a? This a is nothing but, there is no one point is to be noted, that there is no dot operator associated with this a with this b, because this a and this b are being considered to be a part of the implicit argument being passed to this operator plus by means of this pointer. So this is nothing but, you can consider to be this can be thought to be like this. I can write this in the comment section to make you understand the concept. That is, this arrow a plus c dot a. What is c dot a? C dot a is nothing but the real part of this object c, and this arrow a is nothing but this a, because this a is being pointed to by this pointer, because this a comes from the implicit argument being passed as a parameter to this operator plus, which cannot be seen as an explicit argument in the argument list, but this is there absolutely as an implicit argument which is invisible by the naked eye, but it is well there along with this com c argument, which has been passed explicitly to this operator plus function. So this is the important concept of this entire operator overloading concept. So this is the important fact associated with this operator overloading concept as a member function, because one of the objects is being passed as an implicit argument by means of this pointer. So this can be considered to be like this. This statement can be considered to be like this: temp dot a. So I will write this temp dot a as well. Temp dot I will write this entire definition as is being seen from the by the C++ compiler. That is temp dot a is equal to temp dot a is equal to this arrow a plus c dot a semicolon. So this is nothing but a comment line which shows the background activity of this line, which can be which is the expression statement written in this program. And the similar argument holds for this line as well, that is temp dot b is equal to b plus c dot b. So this b is nothing but the b associated with the object which is passed on as an implicit argument and being pointed to by the this pointer. So this line can be easily be considered like this. So let me just copy this line and paste it over here, make necessary changes to this line. So this is nothing but temp dot b, this arrow b and c dot b. So this line can be thought to be like this one, and this line can be thought to be as this one running in the background. So after that, these two real parts are added together, these two imaginary parts are added together, and whatever is the value of this a and b in the temp in the object temp is being returned to the calling module by means of this statement return temp. After that, we are going to show you the main section. So in main section, what I have done, let me see, I have created three objects, com c1, c2, c3, and this line invokes the default constructor. As you can easily as you can easily see that there are no arguments associated with these objects. So it will invoke the default constructor, invoke the default constructor, and after that I have written like this: c1 is equal to com 4 comma 5. So this is also creation of this is also just invoking the second constructor, that is the parameterized constructor. I have written in this manner: c1 is equal to com 4 comma 5, that is 4 comma 5, these 4 is the real part and 5 is the imaginary part, which goes to the object c1 to be assigned in the data member a is equal to 4 for the object c1, and b is equal to 5 in the object c1. So this line invokes the parameterized constructor. So let's copy this line and paste over here, because this line also is a line which implements the similar concept to this line. So we'll write the comment in the above manner. So these shows that the c1 object has a real part in 4 and the imaginary part in 5, and c2 object has a real part in 7 and imaginary part in 3. So after that, this is the line which invokes the operator function. So this is the most important line in this video, because this is the topic of the discussion of this video. So please concentrate on this line. What I have written over here is nothing but a simple calculation of c1 plus c2, and the result of this sum is being assigned to c3, which is another object of the same class com. So this line shows that this plus operator operates in a manner as any other as an operator plus being operated on any other data types, that is any other built-in data types. I want to say, that is suppose it is an integer, it can be how this plus operator can be applied on integer, on float, on double. So this is not at all an addition between two integer or two floats or two double data type values, but this plus is to be calculated on c1 and c2, which are members of which are objects of the class com. So this functionality of this class is being extended to a particular user defined data type. In this case, the user defined data type is com. So this is the place where the operator overloading plays its role. So this is the compile time polymorphism in this program. So this line invokes the operator function, and the background can be considered, can be thought to be like this, that is C3 is equal to C1 dot operator plus C2. So this is the background picture of what is being occurring behind the scene. That is what we can see from the naked eye, by our naked eye in this expression statement, is something which is very simple to understand. That is, this plus is just implemented as a plus being implemented in case of built-in operators, that is C1 plus C2, and the sum is going to be assigned to C3. But the actual implementation which goes behind the scene, which happens behind the scene, is something like this. That is C1 dot operator plus within bracket C2. So this is the explicit argument and this is the argument C1. This is the C1, this is the implicit argument which calls the operator function, which invokes the operator function. So C1 is the operator is the object which invokes the operator function, and C2 is the explicit argument to this function operator plus. And this entire function is going to return something of the data type com, and that data type com, that object of data type com, is to be returned to this object C3. So after that, I have displayed the value as value of C1 complex number as C1 dot display. C1 is equal to C1 dot display, C2 is equal to C2 dot display, and C3 is equal to C3 dot display. So we would expect the program to show something like this, that is C1 is equal to 4 plus 5i, C2 is equal to 7 plus 3i, and C3 will be nothing but the addition of this 4 and 7 to give 11 in the real part and 8 in the imaginary part, to give something like this. C3 is equal to 11 plus 8i. So let's see will the expected output comes out of this program. So let's go to build and run and see what is the output of this program. So C1 4 plus 5i, quite expected. 7 plus 3i is C2, so this is also printing the expected value. C3 is 11 plus 8i. See this, 4 plus 7 11, 5 plus 3 8, and this is the result of the sum of this addition operation being applied to these two objects C1 and C2 to give a result of a complex number which is 11 plus 8i. So we can see that the program runs in the expected manner, and I hope every detail of this entire concept of operator overloading of binary operators by means of member function is made clear to you. And still, if you have doubts and queries in your mind, you can well post your doubts and queries into the comment section below so that I can address them. Thanks for watching this video, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to DigiGuide. Thanks again.